Hello, and welcome to another edition of Filmmakers Forum. I'm your host, David Lynch. Television, commercials, movies. We all watch them and we're all entertained. But what entertains us is a story that gets created when all the pieces come together. Who creates those pieces? The editors do. Let's meet one of those great editors right now. His name is Shawn Mitchell. How you doing, Shawn?
Pretty good. How you doing, David?
I'm good, I'm good. I'm glad to be here, and I want to talk about editing, and I want to hear how you got started in editing.
I got started. I actually went to USC to get my master's degree, and it was actually in an academic program. I wanted to study film theory and history. And so much of film theory is centered around why do some edits work and some don't? How is it that works? What makes it different? So I started spending a lot of time in the edit rooms at SC, putting cuts together, taking them apart, trying different things to see if I could figure out why that was. Okay. I spent enough time there that other students would see me there and they'd, hey, do you want to cut our student film? You're here all the time. And I started doing that, and one thing led to another, and I decided after I got my master's degree I was going to spend a couple years working in the industry as an editor. That couple years turned into 10 and then 15, and I still love editing and still doing it today.
So one of these projects that you love to edit was called Looking for Fidel. Now tell me a little bit about that, the tone of it, and how you got started working with such a huge project.
Well, I got lucky with that one. That was one of the first films I was working on, and it was a documentary about Fidel Castro that was directed by Oliver Stone. And I literally stumbled into it, that a producer on a show that I worked on a few months before, that I got through an internship, randomly somebody called her and said, we need an assistant editor, who can you recommend? I was the person who was on the top of her Rolodex, and she called me. So with that job, it was actually a really fun experience because we were making a documentary, so we had all the traditional documentary tropes. How do we represent reality? How do we give the objective truth? How do we present what we thought was a pretty historical document of, you know, Oliver Stone interviewing Fidel Castro for 40 hours and getting the meat of that? At the same time, it's an Oliver Stone film. Mm-hmm. So that audience comes in with a certain expectation of what does that mean? What does it look like? What are the things that they need to see Oliver talk about? So really sort of balancing two styles that in a lot of ways went against each other to create a piece that people would like. And it was a great experience. I had a blast doing it.
So with this piece comes all the different types of editing styles. You got form, concepts, edits, all these different crazy things. When we get back, I'm going to ask you about one of those types of edits. So when we return, we'll discuss what a true jump cut is and the mystery behind this editing technique. We'll be right back after this break.
Stop! Please! No! Stop! Stop! Ah! Ah!
Welcome back to Filmmakers Forum. I'm here with editor Shawn Mitchell. Now Shawn, tell me about this mysterious jump cut, because I've heard 1,000 different reasons and excuses for it.
Well, a jump cut is usually going against what we normally do as an editor. So a jump cut is a cut that draws attention to itself, that jars the viewer kind of out of the experience of watching the film, which really is the opposite of what we almost always want to do. Editing's known as the invisible art, the idea that I do my job best as an editor when the audience gets to the end of the film and they don't notice the edit, that they notice the acting and how good the story was and how on edge they were. If they're noticing the edit, it means they're not as involved in the story as we want. So the idea of a jump cut is kind of a challenge in some ways, something that as editors we sometimes try to do just to see if we can slip one in and not have the audience go out. Or it's particularly in there that we want to jar the audience for some reason or another. So there's some reasons in there, but generally it's a challenge, and you don't see them too often in most films these days.
Okay, so we know about Shawn Mitchell, the editor. Now I want to know about Shawn Mitchell, the person. So we're going to play a little game on Filmmakers Forum called I Would Choose. So as an editor, you're going to choose one of these two options I give you.
Okay.
Ready? You can handle this?
I can do this.
Okay, let's go. Avid or Final Cut?
Avid.
Avid. Now, is that because you teach it?
No, Final Cut kind of is a dead. If you asked me that a year ago, I'd probably say Final Cut.
Nope, no going back. Can't have that.
Okay.
Comic-Con San Diego or Comic-Con anywhere else in the world?
Comic-Con San Diego.
Nice. Okay. Hollywood's golden age or Hollywood today?
Hollywood today.
Baltimore Orioles or Arizona Diamondbacks?
Baltimore Orioles all the way.
Going against the home team here. Okay. I don't mind. 50 Shades of Grey or Shoot Yourself in the Foot?
Shoot myself in both feet.
Awesome. Christmas or your birthday?
My birthday.
Justin Bieber or Justin Timberlake?
Timberlake.
That's a trick question. They're the same person. All the money in the world or all the knowledge in the world?
All the knowledge in the world.
You went to USC, correct?
That is correct.
University of Southern California or University of Spoiled Children?
University of Southern California.
Ghostwriter for 10 famous scripts, credited writer for 1 famous script.
Credited writer for 1 famous.
Now, is that because you want to have your name out there, or is it important to you, or?
I have a giant ego and want the recognition.
I see that. You said Baltimore Orioles, I remember that. Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Coachella or Cannes?
I don't even know what Cannes is.
Cannes Film Festival?
Cannes Film Festival?
Or that one either. I like
One in
Cannes
France?
better.
Cannes.
What about the one in Salt Lake?
That would be Sundance. Still Cannes.
Serious?
It has that history. It's the classic film festival. It goes back to...
I'll give you 2 points for history.
Okay.
Every now and then you guys sneak those in there. Stalking Facebook or haha, yeah, right?
Stalking Facebook.
Okay. The Twilight series or I turned 21, so I'm a grown-up, and now everyone stop talking to me about Twilight because I'm an adult and I don't want to hear it anymore.
Can I go back to shooting myself in the foot?
You only have 2 bullets and you've already used them both.
Okay, then the second choice.
The second choice?
Yeah, whatever makes Twilight go away.
Okay. Even with Kay Stewart and R. Pat back together?
Especially with Kay Stewart and
I
R.
see.
Pat back
Not a romantic.
together.
That's okay.
No.
Any Maricopa Community College or Scottsdale Community College?
Scottsdale, easily.
You heard it from Shawn first. It's Scottsdale Community College. And if you're interested in checking out any of the editing courses or film school courses, you can always go to Scottsdale Community College, or you can take Shawn's TCM 241 class here at the college. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time here on Filmmakers Forum.